and welcome back to Coyote Ridge. Today I'm going to talk about my cook kit. This is an individual cook kit. This isn't the kit that I keep in my main bag, my Sog Ninja Day Pack. This is a separate kit that I made up. It was kind of started out as just an overflow for cooking items that I had that, were taking up too much space in my pack, and so I used this GI butt pack. This is a pre-Molly version that would go more with like an Alice pack. Okay, upon first looking at this, you see that I have a grill rack, a small grill rack attached to the back, and I've just got hit on with straps that would attach to your pack. There's also, you can pick up Alice clips that you could attach to, but the straps are just as quick and work well for me. I actually have a hook, there we go. It was hooked on an Alice clip. But I have this simple grill rack on the back of it. And you kind of want most of your stuff to have multiple uses. And this can of course be used to cook food on, to sit your pot, your bush pot, or a small pan that you're going to see here later on. This could also be used as a table. If you need to keep something up off the ground, you could even set it up on some stones, some pieces of wood, maybe some fork limbs that you've cut to size, and you can get a pretty sturdy little table out of this. Another idea, this could also be used as a fish trap. If you go to a stream and you block off a small section where you've only got a small section running through, and you put that in, just as it sets, it's going to stop any larger fish as you walk downstream, and the fish get trapped there. But you could even take the time and weave some little small branches through limbs, just reeds, whatever, through that to catch even smaller fish. So think about that. This could be used. There's so many different things I can think of right off. This could be used as like a jig for weaving something if you wanted to tie off part of it, and you could set it up against some rocks, maybe put your feet up there and really hold it steady, and it'd give you a means of holding what you were weaving. But yeah, I've got the grill rack I keep attached to the back of the pack. Okay, I took a shoulder strap from just like a gym bag or book bag, and I attached to the top of it here, and that makes it easier if I just want to grab just this kit and head out. I can sling this over my shoulder. I could strap this around my waist, and a strap acts just like cordage in the woods. This could be used as a tree strap. I mean, there's all kinds of different uses for different types of cordage and things. Getting into the pack, they just close with these simple clips, and like I've said, I haven't gone through any of these, so they're just kind of crammed in there as it was whenever I last used it. So first of all, you're going to see I have some pans here. I have a small aluminum fry pan. This is a Wherever, I'm sorry, and it's aluminum, made in the USA, and this is a sturdy little pan. I like this little pan. I was trying to remember exactly where I got it. I think I determined that I may have got it out of some stuff that came out of a foreclosed home, but it's small, as you can see, compared to my hand, but it works good for one person. If you want to take the time, you could do for multiple people out of it. But it's small, it's handy, it's heavy duty, but it's still fairly light. Okay, I have pieces of a old mess kit fit together like this, and I have the little pot that was with it actually in the trunk of my ATV. I I made a little kit that just stays in there. But you know, it opens up and it gives you a plate, dish that you can eat out of. This could also be another implement to cook out of. Then you have another little fry pan. A lot of times what I'll do is, I don't think I've got one with me right now, but you can take a pair of channel locks or vice grips or something and just hook onto that, and it's a good little fry pan. I have used, well, you can see a lot of my stuff is pretty well used. It doesn't hurt a bit for your stuff to be sooty. There's a lot of people that believe that lowers your cook time. Others, you know, say no, it doesn't, but it doesn't bother me none. I clean it off. I don't work hard to scrub the blackened areas off of it. I don't mind for my stuff to look like I use it, because I do. Okay. Take out this main component of a cook kit that I had put together. And this, I just took a pair of camo cargo pants that I had wore to death, and they were tearing up on me, and I hated to get rid of all that camo, so I sewed up a part of the leg that had a pocket on it, and sewed it with a cheaply made, but I used a piece of paracord as a drawstring for it, just to kind of keep it closed if I need to. And inside that, I have something that my stepdaughter actually had gave me. This is a heavy-duty stainless steel, Oneida, however you pronounce it. It's 18/8 stainless, and this is like a utensil holder, or they're used a lot in the food industry. But this becomes a cook pot in itself, you know, and it's really heavy duty. It's actually kind of heavy to be packing if you're going for lightweight, but I mean, the thing is going to last forever. And no, it doesn't have any handles or bail on it, but you can easily rig a bail with some wire right around. It's got a nice lip on it that you could fashion a bail easy enough, and it just, I mean, that right there would outlast me easy. Okay, so on to something else that you've probably seen in my videos, is the Stanley Adventure Cook Set. This is like bomb proof. This thing is heavy duty. It's almost as heavy as this, plus you get a handle that locks in place. I've used this quite a bit. I did kind of clean it up a little bit, but you can see it's darkened and starting to take on the coppery look that stainless steel will get whenever it's exposed to high heat. And I replaced the little, I don't know why they put a little plastic tab on them to start with, but I do have a video on of where I replaced the tab with just a key ring, and it's easy enough to flick that up with a stick and get a stick in there to lift your lid anytime you want to whenever you're cooking. And these lids also fit the GI, stainless GI cup that Walmart sells. Fit them perfectly, like it was made to go on there. This lid has strainers in it, and it's high quality. I recommend it. It's narrow but deep, and that's why I did end up going with another bush pot as my primary pot, but still I would not hesitate to take this anywhere and make this a permanent part of my kit. And I think you can get these for under 20 bucks still. You know, I would recommend it to anybody. It's got markings all the way up to 20 ounces on the side. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but it's just great. And then, you know, you want to make sure that a lot of your stuff nests together well. Just meaning it fits inside of it. You know, and that opens up so many options of the amount of stuff you can carry. Right inside of this, I have a small spoon. This is a stainless steel spoon. Don't know where this came from, but it says Delta Airlines on it. I have never been on a Delta flight that I can remember, so I didn't take this Delta if you're watching. This probably came out of the same stuff that this little pan did. Okay, I do have a very small fork that I just wrapped some paracord on as another way to keep paracord, and if I want to, I can hang this on a little nub on a tree or whatever, and yeah, so now I've got a fork and a spoon there. Of course, you always carry a knife on you. You know, if you're not that far along yet, then you need to be always have a knife on you. This is the Schrade SCHF 57, I believe. Yeah, 57. I can't recommend it. I'm doing another video just dedicated to this knife. I'll just have to do a video on it because it's real handy. It's small, but yet it's built like a tank. So there, that gives you, you know, a fork, knife, and spoon, exactly what you would eat with at home. Okay, the cook kit, the Stanley Cook Kit actually comes with 2 green cups. I'm not 100% sure where my other green cup is right now, but I did keep one just because they're well insulated. You can pour a hot beverage in it and it not burn your hands and not hurt you to hold it. They're big enough that if you wanted to eat some kind of stew out of, you pour some stew in it at a time and eat out of just fine. You see. Then inside the cup that is inside the Stanley Cook Cup, let's see what I've got in there. I can't remember what I got in there. It looks like I've got some honey. Anything sweet is going to be a boost. That looks like a dissecting pack, so I've put that in an oxygen absorber just to kind of keep things from drawing too much moisture, because I have some salt and pepper still in there. I know I've used some out of this, so I need to replace that. Okay, a lid with it. We have the Stanley Cook Kit there. Now, so far this has all just come out of the little butt pack that you see. I'm sure what I have in here. I have a lid that would probably work, yeah, right there. I mean, if you had something you were trying to keep bugs out of or something, you could just, you know, when you needed to use this for some other reason, it's there. I had those fit the GI cup good too. This, I think, was just off of a can of mixed nuts or something. So I used a couple of those actually. That one's gotten cracked. I need to replace it. These little bags, I love getting little bags like this because, you know, there's so much that you can do with them. There's so much you can keep in them. I usually will like keep one over my you know, between my items that are going to make much noise, and it really cuts down on the noise factor. So I've got a couple of those in there. I've got a handkerchief. This is just a cheap camo. I don't even know what you would call that camo pattern, the color of it anyway. But yeah, and I just use it. You know, so many uses for a bandana, handkerchief, or whatever in a survival situation. And I keep it. I use it as a silencer too within gear, so you know it's not banging around. So we have that. Let's see, and this is actually a little tray that I cut that if I wanted to, I could take the Stanley Cook Kit and insert the tray inside of it for like dry baking. I also have cut out of a muffin pan. I cut an old muffin pan. I cut one section out of it that I use too. It doesn't work with that, but it will set in separately. You can put you a few stones in there to help disperse the heat evenly and everything. And you can bake a little muffin in it, you know, make some kind of bread depending on what you have or what you're able to acquire in the woods. And when you have your cook kit set, you know, on your fire or around it or anything, you know, and you've got that in, and you just put your lid back on and you can seal it down with your that, and it can sit right there. And if you want to, you can take the tray and bend it around a little bit to hold some more coals on top if you want. So we've got all that. What else have I got in here? Alright, I have a little survival tin. You don't see me discuss these much, but this is out of a Secrets tin that's a little bigger than an Altoid, which has your options. I've not been in this for probably, I'm gonna say close to 2 years, so I'm not exactly sure what we have in here. So I'm gonna open it up, and right off the bat I see I have a tea bag stuck up in the top. I've got a Kool-Aid pack in there, which I'm sure needs to, both of those probably need to be replaced by now. Let's see, there's a book of matches. Let's see, what I have wrapped up here is, okay, I know what I did here. In wax paper, I took I had a fire starting log, and no, that's not what that is. But I do that some. I'll take a fire starting log and I'll chunk off little pieces of it and put it in my kit, because I mean, it's fire starting log, come on. But this I have some dryer lint rolled up in, and it's perfectly dry, wrapped up in this wax paper. So that's good, and the wax paper itself would burn well and help you get a fire started. Let's see, inside here I need to clean this out. Some of this stuff needs to be replaced. Probably a good thing we're doing this video today. Let's see, here's a small little folding knife, stainless steel folding knife. That would work great. It's a little buck knife, and it would work great for little small jobs around camp. You know, some of the finer detail work that you need to do that you're not going to do with the main knife that you have with you at the time. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Try and get some of that stuff out of your way. Here's a neat little multi-tool. It's a little multi-tool. Got something that definitely needs replaced in here. It's kind of leaked on some stuff, but okay, a little multi-tool. It's got a little set of pliers. It's got let's see what we got here. We've got a nail file, straight edge screwdriver. Looks like there's a little hook remover, and another little knife blade on that side. Let's see, we've got bottle opener, a little smaller screwdriver. That, I don't know what that's supposed to be. I don't know if that's supposed to be some kind of cuticle tool or what. Then there's another little screwdriver thing there, and a little small pair of scissors. I can see this would come in real handy, a little set for, you know, for a fishing setup. Speaking of which, I do believe that taped down here into it, I do have a small fishing kit. This is See, this is some line I just have wrapped around a piece of thick plastic that is a divider that goes into the little plastic fishing kits that you can get that go into your boxes and everything. I used one of those. I've got a looks like had some sinkers and little small hooks, just the little, almost maybe like a step above a shrimp egg hook or something, a little small. I forget what the size of them is, but those and some little sinkers in there, and I just put them between two bottle caps and taped them together. Here's what my leakage problem was that I need to replace. These were just a couple of bouillon cubes, so I'm going to leave that open because I'm going to have to clean that out when we get done. Okay, this was just the pouch that I had the Secrets tin in that was holding it, but this is leather. This could be used for honing a knife. This could be, you know, if you had to cut this up for different things to mend something, you could patch a hole in your clothes or something, and it's going to be tough, you know, if you needed to reinforce the knees of your pants or something. Could be really handy. A lot of my kits, I usually keep a repair kit of some kind in, a sail needle or a leather needle or upholstery needle or something like that, and some bank line or thread of some kind. Fishing line would work. Not sure if I can. Let's see what else we got. Here's another Swiss Army knife. I mean, so, you know, all kinds of options of blades. I mean, this is a pretty tool heavy kit now that I get into it and look, but you know, I just threw it down in there at one point. There's another little bag. See, I love these things. If you guys ever get these and you don't want them, you want to get rid of them or anything, hunt me down. Send them to me. Put them in your car if you know me personally, if you live around me, and say, here, Kev, I got you some of those. Let's see. On into that was a pouch I made behind the pocket. Then on in the pocket, there's another little bowl. This would be like a little pet dish. You can pick these up at Walmart cheap, and this gives you another little option to eat out of or cook out of, or just collect things in, or you know, 100 uses for a container. Okay, here is this is a little clamshell that I made some homemade fire starter. I took some wax and some sawdust and shavings and just made some little homemade fire starters and extenders. Okay, so that's got all that, and then I've got a whole nother little bag here. I mean, that can be used for collecting. You know, if you set up camp and you just grabbed this and you took it out to collect wild edibles or whatever, you know, it's no big deal. Use this if you're fishing. Just throw your fish in to take back to camp. I mean, that's fine. On in here, let's see. This is another little pouch I had. This was, I believe, I think I may have got this was a pouch that a mirror came in. One of those little mirrors that like people use to pluck their eyebrows or whatever. And inside of it, here's some more leather. You know, leather's tough. Leather holds up. This could be used as a you know, something to set a hot pot on, or something to throw down to put your knee on, you know, to give it a little bit more cushion, or protect it from wet for a little while. Then it looks like there's a paper towel stuck down in there and another little piece of scrap leather. But yeah, I mean, stuff too that is there that you can work with if you need it. here I have a little bag that came out of, looks like some kind of tent or something, probably had some stakes in it. And right here's a roll of bank line. Tarred bank line is great. You know, if you want to set up a set up a bush line, you know, something that's, you know, rig up a fishing line basically that you're going to tie to a bush or something on a creek bed or a lakeside, you know, and throw that over into the water to fish for you while you're away overnight or anything. I mean, if you've got a nice treble hook or a decent size hook and you've got something that you can stick on it and you can tie this bank line on there real good and you anchor it to a bush or something, let me tell you, you're going to hook a fish and it's going to stay there. Alright, so you've got your bank line. What else have we got down in here? Looks like I've got a thing of, or half a thing of red beans and rice. You know, I need to go ahead and fix that probably, get it used up and replaced. I've just got it sealed up in another little bag, and this is a waterproof bag. This bag could be used for collecting water or anything, you know, containers. It's a container. Containers are part of your 5 C's. You need to try to cover your 5 C's as best you can. And it looks like that's it for the contents of the cook kit. You know, that's a pretty good table full of stuff stuffed into that butt pack, and there was plenty of room left. You know, if I just wanted to go light and just grab this bag, and I could throw a few more little things in there and, you know, stay out for a while, and I'd be good to go. But that's the contents of the butt pack cook kit that I have. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and like always, you know, keep your head on a swivel, practice whatever you want to be good at, and question everything.